reaching out with one hand, his fingers scrabbling in Patrick's general direction. His face was darkening through a few dozen shades of purple until, with an admirably Herculean effort for such a small and injured man, he wrenched himself out of the dog pile and flopped forward on the floor like a bloated fish. "Don't jump!" he rasped. The other redcaps nodded enthusiastically. "Don't jump!" they agreed as they awkwardly disentangled themselves. Patrick screwed up his face in confusion. "You think I'm going to jump?" The short redcap frowned. "Aren't you?" he asked. Patrick shrugged. "To be honest, I hadn't really thought about it," he said, "but it wouldn't be very on brand. I am astonishingly afraid of heights." He craned his neck and looked out the window down through the swirling green mist at the theme park spread out before him. "It's weird that I'm sitting here," he decided. He pressed his hand to the wound in his belly, and his palm came away wet and red with blood. "Do we think blood loss has made me fearless? Oh my God, did I just solve phobias?" An airy lightness spun through his head, and he swayed on the windowsill. Small black dots speckled in over his vision as the whole castle seemed to spin. He tilted backward out the open window, his head and shoulders falling out into empty air. The redcaps rushed forward as Patrick threw out his hands, pushed his palms against the wall on either side of the opening, and pulled himself back into the room. "What a breakthrough! I'm a genius," he said happily, finishing his thought as if he hadn't almost fallen 100 feet to his death. The short redcap and one of his friends inched forward cautiously, reaching out and taking Patrick gently by either elbow. "Maybe let's come all the way inside," said the small one uneasily, pulling Patrick off the windowsill. "Come on. My name's Gary. This is Frank." "You know I want to be called Turbo," Frank hissed. Gary gave him a look. "Not the time," he hissed back. Patrick let himself be pulled up to his feet, but as they tried to lead him over toward the bed, he suddenly jerked free of their grasp and stumbled back against the window ledge. "Wait!" he cried, his limbs flailing wildly with a combination of indignation and blood loss. "You tried to kill me 78 times, and don't think I didn't count!" he shrieked, sticking a bloody finger into the air. This threw him off balance further. He tripped over his own foot, his shoulders slamming against the wall. "Why don't you want me to jump? You want to kill me with your own hands?" He closed his eyes. It felt so good to close his eyes. "You killed Bloom," Gary said. "I did not kill Bloom," Patrick sighed, his eyes still closed. "Ben killed Bloom with a—" His mind searched for the right word, but it came up blank. He swung his arm through the air, miming a machete, with a hammer. Frank raised an eyebrow and looked at Gary. "A hammer?" he mouthed. Gary waved him off. "Whichever one of you killed Bloom," he said, "listen, we owe you." Patrick opened one eye. The world was swimming, and there were even more redcaps in the room now, 8 or 9 of them in all, most of them lingering uneasily by the door. "You owe me?" he said. "Bloom was a bad guy. He was cruel, but he had a plan. And Horace was a nice guy, but weak as hell. And, well, we didn't know what to do." The other redcaps nodded slowly, looking down in shame. Patrick sighed. His legs felt rubbery as he eased himself back down onto the windowsill once more. "You did terrible things," he said quietly. He looked down at the blood-soaked letter in his hands. "To innocent people." "We ain't bad," Frank insisted. "We're just self-survivalers." "That's not a word," Patrick pointed out. He began to hear buzzing in his ears. It started out softly, but the volume was increasing rapidly. He closed his eyes again, trying to shut out the sound. "You're not